In 998, the school decided to take its students on a field trip to a forest. Well, not exactly into the forest. They were supposed to visit a museum located near a forest, in fact. The museum was in a very remote area, and the students were scheduled to be there on Saturday. One of the students who knew where the museum was located said that the forest near the museum was a very strange place, and unbelievable things happened there. He said it was called unbelievable there. He said it was called unbelievable because some people who had visited the museum and later gone into the forest to explore it. And some had even planned to spend the night there. But they claimed to have been creatures that would be difficult for anyone to believe. He said he had an uncle who had once gone there and stayed overnight. His uncle claimed that he had seen a man standing in the darkness who was nearly 3 meters tall, and standing beside this 3 meters tall man was a huge dog with 3 heads. Instead was scaring the kids away. The stories about the strange forest actually made several students who hadn't wanted to go on the field trip change their minds and decide to come along. Saturday finally arrived, and it was time to leave. Everyone packed their belongings and headed toward the museum. The important thing was the school principal had told the students that they were not going anywhere except the museum. He specifically warned them to forget about forest and any other place they might have been thinking about exploring. Matt was disappointed. He really wanted to discover what the strange secret might be hiding inside the forest. So he decided to secretly separate from the group with his friend David. They planned to sneak away without anything noticing, take a quick look at the forest, and then return. They had finally arrived at the area, and on the way to the museum, they were already passing by the forest. Everyone kept staring at it, hoping to see something strange, but since it was daytime, nothing unusual seemed to be happening. They go out of the bus and guide led them toward the museum building. Matt whispered to David, "Keep an eye out when everyone gets distracted." Well, head toward the exit. Everyone was looking at the museum's exhibits, including the various works of art. While the guide explained their history, Matt noticed that the principal was paying close attention to everyone. So he decided to use the excuse of going to the bathroom to distract him. The principal told him to go with one of the class monitors. David and Matt walked toward the bathroom with the class monitor. The monitor waited outside the door, but once they entered the bathroom there was exactly what they had been hoping to find. The bathroom had several windows that they could easily climb through, so they quickly opened one of the windows, climbing through, and jumped over the other side of the wall. Even though they knew this could get them into the serious trouble, they continued on their way. David asked, "Where are we going?" Matt replied, "We are not going too far. I was just curious to see if I could feel something." It was slowly getting dark. Then they suddenly saw a creature approaching them. It looked like a gigantic toad with bright red eyes. Matt reached for his camera, but before he could take it out, he realized they needed to run as fast as possible. As they ran, they noticed a tree house in their path. They quickly climbed up into it and hid there and hide there. David took out his phone and called a friend who was still at the museum with the rest of the class. His friend told him, "Everyone is looking for you." The museum's security team, who knew the area well, headed into the forest with the others to search for them. Eventually they found Matt and David. Unfortunately, they hadn't managed to record any evidence because Matt had lost his camera while running away. And when they told everyone about gigantic toad they had supposedly seen, their story became a joke. Nobody believed them. The only thing left was for the two boys to face the consequences of what they had done, and they narrowly avoided being expelled from the school. Such an amazing story. What you what you think about this story? To my opinion, is very strange and might be true. What do you think? And named Bob, who was an expert and researcher of extraterrestrial phenomena, frequently traveled to forests, deserts, and other remote locations for his research. One time he decided to visit a forest after several people claimed they had seen a strange light there. Out of curiosity, Bob chose the location and arrived at the forest at night. He parked his car, set up his tent, and planned to stay there until around 2 in the morning before leaving. After eating dinner beside the campfire, Bob gradually began to feel sleepy. He eventually fell asleep, and in his dream he saw a tall, thin man who was nearly 3 meters tall stepping out of the spacecraft. Two other heavy-set men accompanied him. They took Bob into a strange place where everything around him, including the walls, was completely white. Bob asked them, "What are you doing?" One of them replied, "We're going to take some samples from you. We promise nothing bad will happen to you." Bob claimed that he could see the men moving different parts inside his body. Then, when the tall man reached toward his head, one of the heavy-set men stopped him and said, "The part is connected to another civilization. Don't touch it." Bob said that after they finished whatever procedure they were performing, they left him beside the campfire where he had originally been sitting. When Bob finally got up, he realized that it was already daylight. What felt like only what felt like only 15 minutes to him had actually been several hours. He later claimed that for several days after the incident he experienced severe fatigue and pain. To Bob, whatever had happened that night was unlike anything he had ever experienced before. So, what do you think about these two stories? And do you think these are real or not? Please leave the comments below and share your idea to me. Thanks for watching this video. Until next, I love you and goodbye.